in 1981 batch of Indian Police Service, I was the only lady officer. And not only was washroom an issue, that time the standards of physical fitness and the various events that we had to go through, like swimming, rock climbing, horse riding, and rope climbing, all those standards were the same for men and women. So training was tough.
But you were used to it, weren't you? You had been prepared.
No, as far as horse riding is concerned, since my father was in Punjab Police, yes. Swimming, no. And the kind of tough regime which we had in 80s for Indian Police Service officers, that was rather difficult for me.
Sure. But where did the idea of donning the uniform first manifest itself? Was it because you were born into a family, or did that happen gradually?
No, actually, getting into the civil services was the atmosphere in family. My sister, she's older to me by 2 years, she selected IRS, income tax, and I first selected Indian Audits and Accounts, and now I keep telling the youth that be very careful when you select the career. Right. I realized I don't have the kind of personality which is indoor, looking into the files, into the accounts. So I appeared for the UPSC exam again and selected uniform. Of course, my father's uniform I found very powerful, very meaningful. It was always attractive.
Sure. And then of course you donned the uniform after a very, very rigorous training, and after that there were other kinds of challenges that you had to sort of surmount. In the book there is the story about you going to the Bombay docks and an officer actually refusing to work with you, saying that हम इनके साथ काम नहीं कर सकते, which has been a bit of a regular thing in your climb towards where you were at the end of the career, isn't it?
So in 80s, since women were so few in service, the comfort level of male officers, which was say 99%, 99.9% were men. So their comfort level was so low that not only was there reluctance to work with me, even to accept me as the leader who would lead them for raids against prostitution, against illicit liquor, against gambling, and the fact that I would sit in the front with the driver because I am from Indian Police Service and therefore the middle level leader, but leader nevertheless, was very high. But so was I was also uncomfortable. So I think it was mutual, this level of discomfort. What was excessive was sometimes officers resenting my gender, my very presence. But over a period of time, now there are so many women in Indian Police Service and in non-traditional careers that acceptance level has improved, and I would say the performance of all departments which have women in high percentage has improved.
Sure.
No, you agree to that?
Well, if you are saying it, I have no choice but to, because I know that academic rigor has been a hallmark of your work. There has been no question that has not been raised on file, and no question that you have not answered eloquently and in your defense that has not stood up in various courts, not just of law.
But so, also I bring diversity, I represent absolutely. Diversity, therefore sure. Performance of governance improves.
There's also the fact that you know, there are these incredible instances that you quote in your book, Madam Commissioner. There's which are just such a life lesson as far as confrontation and its hues are concerned. There is I remember reading in the book, there is an instance where there was a lower officer, but being male, he would have precedence in sitting in the front seat of the jeep, and it would have led to a confrontation, and you yourself decided to actually give up the front of the seat.
No, the other way around. That officer agreed. I mean, like, he was matured enough to understand that uniform matters, ranks matter, and he could convince the staff that they should not make an issue out of it. So it was the other way around. I would say that while I met some male officers who resented my presence, the presence of my gender, I also met some very matured officers who even in 80s could understand that women have a position, and once they secure that position through a tough exam in UPSC and have gone through rigorous training, they deserve to be where their rank deserves to be.